Okay, guys, so the v27 update just dropped or started rolling out, so we're going to take a look at those update notes and see what we're looking at. Alrighty, hello Tower Defenders, it is update time. Let's dive into the new content. Okay, fleets. New enemy. New enemy type has invaded higher tiers. Fleets is a new enemy type that spawns tier 14 above. This new enemy type has a large amount of health. Yay. Bringing a new challenge to battles. Not excited about that at where I'm at, but hopefully it'll help with the higher level players, bringing them down a peg or two. Alrighty, Commander. Passive unit that stays outside of your tower's range. Empower an enemy health within its area of effect. Overcharge. An attacker that stops outside of the tower's range, shooting a returning projectile that doubles its power with each subsequent hit. So, I'm assuming that's when you hit the attacker, and then it bounces it back at you? Maybe? That could be dangerous. Am I misreading that, or is that just shooting a returning projectile that doubles its power with each subsequent hit? Interesting. That could kill glass cannon builds, if that does what I'm thinking it does. Although, maybe I'm just misreading that, because that seems a little challenging. Saboteur, a specialized unit that latches onto the tower, disabling a random UW on impact and restoring the UW when it is defeated. That could be fun and a pain in the butt. I mean, what if that hits? Yeah, that interesting. Okay. New tiers, 19, 20, and 21. Okay, well, 19 I should have unlocked. 20 and 21, that's going to be a long time. I'm probably not even going to touch 19. I don't know, maybe we'll give it a go as soon as it updates and see what happens with it. Probably won't get very far. New card, Area of Effect. Increases AoE damage to specific sources, Enter Landmine, Poison Swamp, Smart Missile, Flamebot, and Landmine. Okay, that could be really handy. Doesn't unlock till tier 20. That sucks. But that would be really awesome for Landmine. I don't quite understand how Poison Swamp takes advantage of that. All of the others that make sense. I mean, does it just increase your Poison Swamp range? Maybe? I guess that makes sense. Okay, Assist Modules. The Assist Modules feature unlocks a milestone reward in Tier 19, Wave 40. Players can spend stones to unlock an Assist Module slot for each module type. Okay, so basically, I guess that's going to let you use the effect, unique effect, and substats of other modules. That could be really, really, really handy. Mostly I can see that being really handy for Generator and Core. Being able to combine, like, say, Black Hole Digester and GComp. Using Black Hole Digester as your main, and then GComp to keep up your Black Hole and stuff 100%. That could be really interesting. Or maybe Pulsar Harvester and Project Funding. Yeah, I can see some interesting ways to deal with that, or to use that. I'm not really seeing much for cannons. Maybe combining Shrink Ray and Death Penalty for tournaments? I mean, even if it's a diminished effect, that's a reduced efficiency, every little bit would help. But I'm mostly seeing it beneficial for... Now, I wonder if the abilities, or if the substats stack. You've got the minus 13 second substat on both for Death Wave. Does that give you like a minus 13 and maybe like a minus 7 to give you like 20 seconds reduction? I don't know, I could see that becoming... I can see some benefit from playing with the substats on that. That could add a whole lot of variation. And then the unique effects, I really could, you know, being able to add the effects of Dimension Core while using Multiverse Nexus, or better yet, Ohm Chip. If you're able to always hit the boss with when you're in your tournaments, that could be really beneficial, I think, for some of us that have lower level spotlights. I like that. I like that. The question is, how many stones? Are we talking like just a few stones, like 100 stones, or are we talking like 1,000 stones? Interesting. New labs. Oh, yay, enhancement discounts. Yippee. Attack and health labs for raised vampires and scatters. Awesome. Ranged enemy range lab. Awesome. I wonder if we're going to get actual stats as to what that is. That could be handy. Okay, assist module labs and battle condition reduction labs. Okay. One module's due for revision. Ohm chip. Thank God. We were just talking about it. New unique effects. Spotlight will rotate to focus on the boss. Okay, so does that mean it's going to always focus on the boss for every time instead of being every couple of times for the lower levels? Boss reflects light to enemy near. Blah. Boss reflect the light around it to nearby enemies, increasing by 2, 4, 7, 15 the damage they receive. Okay, I can see that being beneficial. Yeah, Ohm chip just got actually pretty decent, I think. Especially if you combine that over Dimension Core, using the assist, depending on how that functions. You know, this really reminds me of the helmet system in Warframe. All right, new modules coming Friday. I don't know why I said Friday. I don't think that's a Friday. But August 25th, so 11 days. Okay. So that would... Okay, cool. 2 weeks of featured banner, followed by a 1 week break. Okay. I'm going to have to keep saving my gems then, but I may still go ahead and buy a card slot. Thinking about it. Changes to guardianships. Ally has been reworked. Okay. Converts an enemy into an ally recovery package. Ooh. Heal the tower beyond basic maximum recovery. Okay, that could be really handy for EHP builds. Certain EHP builds, especially lower ones. I can see that being beneficial, yeah. 3 values have changed the recovery amount, max recovery, and cooldown. Okay. Now, what does that recovery package count towards GComp? Because if it does, GComp may have just gotten stupid powerful. If it doesn't, fine, but if it does, if you're using smart missiles with GComp, that could be awesome. I might have to play around with that. Steel! Bounty, previously Steel. Thank God that's getting a rework. Now the question is it actually going to be any good? Steel has been renamed to Bounty and given an adjustment to its ability. Tower Guardian places a bounty on nearby non-common enemies, causing them to grant more coins on death. Okay, so depending on what that multiplier is, that could be really awesome. That could be really good. Attack speed refractor. Thinking back to Mega Man Legends. I think, weren't that what they call the crystals in that game? Refractors, I think. I think that was it, the power crystals. We've refactored how attack speed functions to improve its calculation across all game speeds. Awesome. And to allow for infinitely high attack speed. I wonder if they implemented something like they did with, was either Factorio or Satisfactory, where things were moving too fast, and so they basically made it so that the actual visual render was different from the statistical render. I wonder if they did the same thing. That would make sense. That's the only way I can see that they would allow it to scale infinitely. And I wonder if that means they're going to add more game speeds. Probably not, but I wonder if that would be nice if they did. Being able to increase the game speed would be awesome. All right, change logs. What do we have? Added ability for black hole coin bonus to apply to all enemies that die inside a black hole, even if the black hole has no effect. I thought it already did that. Okay. Well, that's awesome. I can imagine that my coins are going to go up significantly this week. Yours too, probably. Okay, new levels to bots. Ooh, levels to amp and golden bots, bonus and duration. That would be awesome. 10 levels. So that'd be 5 more seconds of duration for golden bot. What does that bring that down to? Our uptime one. That will bring... Okay, so that'll bring it down to only 5 seconds down time. So 50-second cooldown and 45-second uptime. That's awesome. Almost 100% uptime. Plus getting more on the bonus. Oh, that's going to be great. I might have to respec my bots, and sad day for amp bot. Okay, more levels for flame bot damage and damage reduction. Okay, cool. I don't use flame bot, but that'll be great for some. Implemented diminishing returns for pulsar harvesters level reduction to... I'm assuming that's to 100 levels. Okay. I don't really use Pulsar Harvester, but I know people have made it very effective for milestone runs. I have yet to really get it effective in milestone runs. I don't know why. I guess I'm probably just not using it right. Adjust inner landmine quantity calculations to accommodate for a greater number of ILMs. Okay, does that mean that you can now have more than 6? Or are they referring to dealing with Space Displacer? I don't know. That's very vague. It's very vague. Implement an adjustment to enemy mass where enemy mass increases by 4% each wave they're alive. Well, that just killed the infinite strategy. Sorry, Greedy, that didn't last long. I guess it was fun while it lasted. Increased enhancement level caps. Okay, not that I'm anywhere near that, but for you guys that are way up there, look, you can buy more. Lots more. A lot more, actually, 100. That's awesome. I wonder what that last level is going to cost. But then we have discounts. I'm going to immediately dump those discounts into my... That will immediately be a permalab. In fact, that will probably take the place of my lab cost reduction as being my primary lab that I put my fastest cell speed on. Improved knockback performance. That'll be awesome. And more levels to damage slider and harmony tree. Okay, I'm assuming... that's just letting you go down a little bit further because I think right now the cap is e to the -10? Maybe? That seems right. I don't remember. I don't ever have to bring it down that low, but I think that's what it is. Improved enemies spawn to work regardless of lag. That's great. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's going to be great for those that are using cloud phones because I think some of them... I think the more expensive ones don't really have an issue with lag other than just interface lag, but that could be helpful. And improved ord speed formula. Okay. Battle conditions. Oh yay, new ELS reductions. Okay. Yeah, that is what it is. Adjusted to existing battle condition levels. Okay. Removed Elite Ultimate at Tier 18. Interesting. So they did not, it looks like, remove the Tank Ultimate at Tier 18, which I know some of the... I know Crowbar, I think, mentioned it, or Greeny one, or maybe they were talking about it together, that being the preventing factor of farming at Tier 18. Or maybe it was the Elite Battle Condition. I don't know. That's interesting. But these are interesting. The Ray one could be real. I'm not really worried about Vampire. That's not a big deal. But Rays and Scatters, that could be dangerous. Mass Enforcement. Surviving enemies' mass increases by that percentage per wave while they are alive. Okay. So they are really trying to prevent that new infinite strategy that's come out by stacking, elites. Tournaments have become too long for many months of power creep. Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, 15,000 waves in your tournament, that's got to be like a 20-hour run. It's ridiculous. Because if I remember right, that infinite strategy, you have to drop your speed to like 1. So that's a long time for those long runs. Either way, added fleets to Legend League. Yay. Okay. Oh, whatever. Bug fixes. Yay. Oh, good. I know a lot of people have been complaining about this one, changing the lab invincibility so that it actually starts when the lab starts rebuilding. That's great. I know I've watched J-Plays crash and burn on that one several times, where he's literally rebuilding at the exact moment something goes in to hit it and it just bloop and done. Oh, yay, 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 yay. Fixed a bug where bosses... Sorry, I read faster than I talk. Fixed a bug where bosses ignore occasional inner landmine stun. That kills me so much. In fact, I lost in my milestone run that I was doing this morning because of that. Fixed a problem where boss sometimes goes negative. I've never actually seen that. Oh, wait, no, I have. Fix an issue where fast old battle condition makes bosses ignore inner landmine speed at 1x speed. Yes, I have watched that, and it's been annoying. Fixed an issue where Guardian's attack ability drifts. Okay, yeah, I've never seen that. I don't use attack, but okay. Fixed an issue where Raze sometimes pauses outside of firing range. Never noticed it, but I'm not surprised. Issue with Chrono Jump did not affect the mines from Space Displacer. Again, not that far, so not an issue for me. Oh, good. They've been talking about this one for a long time. Fixed an issue where auto-merging would miss 1 bounce. What's up, buddy? My 3-year-old just came to say hi. And I'm looking at the wrong spot because I'm used to my camera being up and to my left instead of to my right and eye level. UI improvements. Added the new Death Wave. Oh, Death Ring damage UI indicator. Okay, that's nice because it's really hard to see that sometimes. Copy and paste the round stats. That would be awesome. Enemies hit by orbs to end of round screen. Personally, I don't know that I really care about that, but maybe some people do. Total keys earned to main stats page. I would very much love to see that. Yeah. Notch adjustments for Android devices. Great. I don't play on an Android in my hand, but my emulator's an Android, so yeah. That'll be nice. Fixed an issue where navigating to the stats panel for the first time in a round would set the view in the middle of the screen instead of the top. Never seen that, but okay. Improved cell display values in currency screen, okay. Improved typos and missing information at end around stats, including an improvement in total coin earned. Okie dokie. Fixed an issue where Chrono Field cooldown incorrectly labeled as duration in the auto reroll band panel. Is that what it says? Huh, I never noticed that. Improvements for iPad aspect ratios. Don't play on an iPad, so never noticed. Fix an issue where reroll dice drop. Text gets larger the longer the game is running. I've not noticed that. Interesting. It's a fun bug to have. Okay, and performance issues. Removed a cache of video ads if player owns disabled ads pack. That's convenient. Or improved Firebase warning messages. I get those almost every time I log in. At least when I switch devices. Improved user flow when trying to log in using an incorrect password. Okay, I don't think I've ever run into that issue, but okay. Improved issue where lab boost timers would drift. Okay, I didn't know they did that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Implemented lab speed up auto queue. Oh, that's awesome because I can't tell you how many times I've seen it go down and gotten the notification and I've been busy and not been able to update it for hours. That's awesome. But what happens if you don't have enough cells for it? Do you have to have enough cells to queue it? Or does it automatically just not queue? Or, we'll have to see how that behaves, because does it queue to the lower speed or time? I don't know. Added purchase confirmation for upgrades that cost more than 500 stones. Yeah, that could be helpful. Added confirmation to all ×10 purchase options, carts, and modules. That's kind of annoying. Because I already wish you had a rebuy for when you're doing the ×10 for modules. So that's kind of annoying. Added in sampling music to the shop. New music? Oh, I bet you it's so that you can just kind of give a listen to the songs that are there before you buy them. That makes sense. Okay, with the release of v27, we'll be taking time to assess and expand existing systems. We look forward to expanding Guild's content for Season 5, taking another pass at refining events and optimizing our game settings. Battle history, anyone? Hallelujah! I'm excited about that one. Hopefully that comes sooner rather than later. A bit further on in the horizon, we'll be taking a look at the main gameplay loop. One of our goals is to make gameplay cache more impactful for late game players. That, yeah, I could see that because most of them don't really care about cache at all beyond like the first 150 waves. Note for the future of Guardians. Guardians and Guardianships were designed as an accessible feature that all players can access through guilds and can be upgraded through consistent effort. As the guild's feature expands, we want to explore the future of Guardians, including how to make chips evolve with the player as they progress through the game. Interesting. Well, there's a lot to unpack in this one. I'm excited about some of this. I'm especially excited about the attack speed thing for sure. Potentially excited about Ally. If that stacks with GComp, that would be amazing. It doesn't say anything about it, so we'll see. And then the ohm chip rework could be interesting. And the assist modules, I'm really looking forward to that. That has some really fascinating things to deal with that one. I can think of a lot of reasons that could be really awesome. Depending on what the reduced efficiency is, that's, but no real gem sinks. So just stone sinks, which I'm short on anyways, so not a big deal. Awesome. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed going through this with me like I did, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this update. As soon as I can, I will be updating it, because I don't think it's come to iOS yet, but I should be able to update my Android emulator for it. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you later.